All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Marathon Digital Holdings, stock ticker MARA. They are a Bitcoin mining company. Yesterday, they released their second quarter 2022 financial report, as well as their July operational update. So that was a lot of information that they released yesterday. I want to try to go through that in an objective way and talk about some of the good things that are going on and some of the bad things that are going on. And I do think it's a mix of both. Also, I want to talk about what's happening with their stock, because the action on their stock price is worth taking a closer look at because it's fairly dramatic. So we talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel. If that's content that you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button on this video, it helps get this video out to more people and it helps the channel, so I appreciate it a lot. Okay, let's talk about Marathon. I want to start out by just looking at where they're trading in the middle of the day today. Today is August 9th. They released their second quarter results August 8th after the market closed. So this is the first trading day after that. Now you're going to see they're trading at $14.23. That's down 1.39%. That actually puts them basically as the Bitcoin miner that has the best price action on the day today. In other words, most of the Bitcoin miners are down significantly more than this. It would appear based on this price action that people liked their quarterly results and their operational update. And this goes along with the trend. Marathon has been destroying their peers from a stock price performance standpoint for about the last month and a half. So we'll take a closer look at the charts later and take a look at exactly what's going on there and where we may be going from here. I want to go through their operational updates and their quarterly results because obviously we need to know what's gone on up until this point and what the plan is going forward. I'm going to start by looking at their press release that they put out yesterday. Okay, Marathon Digital Holdings reports second quarter 2022 results along with Bitcoin production and mining operation updates for July 2022. So Marathon mined 72 Bitcoin in the month of July. So that is an absolute nightmare. They were expecting to be mining somewhere between 10 and 20 times that by now. So obviously this is a miss beyond all comprehension. That's going to put them in almost last place out of every single publicly traded Bitcoin mining company. It puts them down near, like DigiHost and those type of companies. However, I want to reiterate again, that is not what this stock is trading on. So that is the important distinction. Yes, the July results were not good. The second quarter results were not good, but it's their guidance that they're giving that is creating some massive run up in their stock. So let's take a closer look. Okay, so this first paragraph is about their performance. They increased 8% year over year. So again, those numbers are not meaningful. Their month-over-month sequential numbers have been down every month, many months in a row, culminating in this month where they only mined 72. I believe July will be the bottom. I think in August they will mine more than that, although still nowhere near what they were anticipating. So it's going to be the rest of the year ramp up that I want to take a look at. So I'm not going to focus too much on what they have to say there. On their financial statements, again, they point out the fact they had to take a big impairment because Bitcoin is down. They hold 10,000 Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Here they say, subsequent to the quarter's end, we began energizing miners in Texas after the power generator received the much anticipated news that the tax-exempt status of the wind farm has been confirmed. This has been the single biggest factor that they have been citing as the reason that their operations have come to a standstill. They are reporting that they have received their tax-exempt status, so that should allow them to start energizing these machines. Of the 68,000 miners that are being installed at the facility, approximately 40,000, representing 3.9 exahash per second, are already installed and are now starting to be energized. With miners currently coming online in Texas, we have increased confidence that our Bitcoin production may improve in the near term. May improve. So that is very inconsistent with everything that they've been telling us. So again, I'm going to look at a 30, 60, 90-day window, and I think a lot of investors are looking at a 6-month or 1-year window, and they are trusting management that they are going to get to where they're going. But that trust for me is not there yet. I'm not to the point where I trust what I hear from them, because you're going to see, once again, they really did not do what they said they were going to do at all in July. So I'm just going to quickly go back to their June update. So this is a Marathon update for June 2022. Okay, so miner energization and installation. So they say, as of July 6th, 2022, the energy provider for Compute North's West Texas site has yet to energize Marathon's installed miners. The delays in energization are the result of Compute North's energy provider awaiting federal agency confirmation of its exemption status for tax purposes based upon its arrangements with Compute North. What their barrier is this exemption status. Now, we know that they got this exemption status in late July. Yet in August, still, the vast majority of these machines are not yet energized, and you're going to see this was really more about infrastructure. They're still not done building the facilities. So if I go to this new update that they just put out yesterday, they say, in July 2022, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission issued an order confirming the exempt status of the wind farm where over 68,000 of Marathon's miners, representing 6.8 exahash, are being installed and hosted by Compute North in West Texas. With the exempt status confirmed, this facility, along with the miners Compute North and Marathon proactively installed, are now being energized. Currently, approximately 40,000 miners representing 3.9 exahash are already installed at this facility. Based on the latest construction schedules, this facility is expected to be complete with all of Marathon's miners installed in September. Okay, so we're now still near the beginning of August. So now they have their tax exempt status, and yet still they cannot plug these machines in. They've been representing for months the increased number of machines, and they expect by the end of the third quarter, which would be the end of next month, so September 30th, they'll be able to energize the rest, is their plan, but that is contingent on construction being finished in several phases of what they have left to do. So again, remember, past all of this, this is the 40,000 miners they have set up. They have another close to 40,000 miners still sitting in boxes not set up yet. So for me, I still remain concerned that they are drastically off their plan, and where they had talked about this tax exempt thing being their blockade to getting these up and running, what the reality is these facilities were not complete. They're still not complete right now. So we are still waiting for them to get machines online. It looks like they may get themselves back up to 1 exahash in August. But 1 exahash is where they were a year or a year and a half ago, right? They were hoping to be at 13.3 exahash by now, not 1. So if they stick to this plan, it does look like they're saying by the end of next month, September 30th, which would be the end of the third quarter, that they will be at 3.9 exahash. So that is the new plan. But we are 2 updates away from finding out if that happens. We're going to have to go through August, get their August update, go through September, and get their September update before we know if they manage to just get to 3.9 exahash, when, remember, they were already supposed to be at 13.3 exahash. So to me, this is the biggest piece of the whole puzzle, and I'm fixating on this because most of the rest of the information, again, while they're totally shut down, it's very difficult to draw any conclusions from any of the information. And I want to go to their mining pool and show you guys just what I mean. Okay, this is BTC.com. This is the Marathon mining pool. So you'll see back in December, they mined 82 blocks. That number continued to decrease in April, May, and June. By June, it was only 18 blocks, and you'll see in July it was 0. So Marathon's pool is now turned off. They are not mining at all in their pool. And now if we go to the month of August, once again, they are still at 0. So even the very few machines that they have energized, they're not even mining out of their own pool. It's less than 1 exahash. So I want to go to the charts because I want to show you the price action off of all of this. So you'll see there's some gigantic leap of faith going on that all of this is going to get plugged in. Now, many of you may agree with that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you feel like all of this is just a very short-term problem and you have a very high level of confidence and you're buying Marathon stock right now because their stock has gone up drastically. It's one of the best performing stocks in the entire stock market over the last month and a half. But yet at the same time, their pool is turned off and they mined 72 Bitcoin in the month of July. So I'm not going to bog you down with too much of the rest of this. Here is their income statement. This is also in that press release. So you'll see their energy cost for the second quarter was $16 million. $16.6 million. For the same quarter last year, where they mined approximately the same amount of Bitcoin, that was $4 million. So That is up quadruple. I don't want to take anything away from that because really that is a mix of costs that are going to be non-reoccurring in a period of time where they weren't conducting any business. So this is extremely misleading in a negative way. So for that reason, I feel that these financial statements are not very useful. They mined almost no Bitcoin. And unfortunately, next quarter's financial statements are likely to be the same because we see they mined 72 Bitcoin in July. It's not going to be that much more than that in August. And the most important thing we're trying to understand here is they have moved to a completely new facility. So these low energy costs they've had in the past in Hardin, Montana, that facility is now shut down. So we need to see financial data on what their new energy cost, direct cost per Bitcoin is going to be, because really that is the success equation of these companies. Marathon has a low overhead. You'll see their general administrative expenses were about $12.6 million. About half of that was non-cash compensation in the form of stock. So their overhead is under control. It's really their direct cost of sales that dictates this performance of this company. So obviously the number of Bitcoin they mine is going to dictate their revenue, and what their cost of energy is going to dictate their cost of sales and gross profit margin. So we don't really have an insight into that yet because they're not up and running at their new facility at all. So I await that information. But in the meantime, let me show you what's happened to the stock. Okay, so first I'm going to start on the macro. This stock ran up really more so than any of the other Bitcoin miners. It ran up to over $83 back on November 8th. That was within a few days of when Bitcoin hit its all-time high. So you'll see from the top until the bottom, which was in late June, Marathon was down around 93%. That was a little bit more than their peers, but most of the Bitcoin miners were down between 88 and 95%. 88 to 90% was more typical, so 93% was a drastic move to the downside. A part of that was this massive run-up that they had. They had a 173% run-up from September to November of 2021. That was much more than most of their competitors. So their high was a little higher, their low is a little lower, but I want to zoom in and show you what's happened in the last basically month and a half. They bottomed out on July 5th, which was basically 1 month ago. That was about 1 month and 3 days ago. And this stock got down to $5.20. So from that point until where they're trading right now in the middle of the day today, this stock is up 186% in just a little over 1 month. This stock is outperforming the industry by far based on this data. So I would love everybody to drop in the comments whether you agree or disagree with me. I am not there from a trust standpoint yet. I mean, all the information that they put out in this report was not good in my opinion. The only thing that was good is they said they're going to get where they're going, but they've been saying that for the last year. Again, I am skeptical by nature. I think you've got to judge a company based on its actual performance. So for me, I'm not ready to buy into this yet, and I'm certainly not ready to buy into this when it's up almost 200%. So again, it looks like if we finish out on this chart, they're up about 183% right now in the middle of the day. All the other Bitcoin miners are down 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% in the red. So I'll let you guys be the judge. Obviously, this is not financial information. I'm not recommending that you buy this or sell this. You guys can see my opinion. I'm pretty conflicted on this. I think I'm waiting to see some actual performance. But again, not financial information. Please do your own due diligence. This is an extremely volatile stock. This was down 93% from peak to trough, and it's doubled or tripled in the last month. So be careful with this one. If you made it to the end of this video, thanks so much for watching, and please remember to subscribe and smash the like button. We will see you in the next video.